All right, welcome back. Whitlock and Wiley. LeVar Arrington is back. Let's move to Pittsburgh. Arrington is back. Let's move to Pittsburgh. The Steelers got their first win of the year last night, dominating the hapless Bengals 27-3. Mason Rudolph put up his best performance of the year, but the Steelers' defense was the real star, dropping 8 sacks on Cincinnati. Pittsburgh now faces Baltimore on Sunday, and D lineman Cam Hayward says the Steelers are still in the mix in the AFC North. You know what? I agree with him. And they can fix everything this Sunday and really be in the hunt. I think that defense got going against, a bad Bengals team, but the Bengals have played good against some decent teams earlier in the year. Bud Dupree got going. T.J. Watt got going. The addition of Minkah Fitzpatrick has been good. And Mason Rudolph looks like, I think the Steelers are not dead yet. And this AFC North race is going to come down to the wire, and they're going to be in the mix.
Yeah, they're not dead, but I'm not going to go as far as saying they're in the mix. I think that they're tier 2 in this division. I've been on a 1-3 team before, and we end up winning 10 games and found ourselves in the playoffs. So I understand mathematically they're still in it, but that game plan is not sustainable. I don't see that working against Baltimore, twice Cleveland. It was a lot of heavy edge, misdirection, respect, a little cuter than I like, shovel passes, wildcat, things that just get Rudolph comfortable. I get it. And barely a shot here down the field, but he did make the big throw for a touchdown. That said, you got 8 sacks defensively. That's not happening every single week. So a lot of calculations that worked in this moment, in this game, against a lowly Cincinnati Bengals team, but against the other 2 teams in the division that you need to beat, Baltimore, Cleveland, I don't see it.
They are a threat, and they're always going to be a threat as long as they're in the AFC North until something redefines itself in that part of the NFL. And the reason being is that they've been the big brother for so long. And the only way that we can throw out all the stats and all of these things because of the familiarity between a Ravens team and a Steelers team. You can look at a team that's a Super Bowl caliber team to a team that won't even make the playoffs, and you'll still see somebody get punched in the mouth that you didn't expect or anticipate in that type of game. This is very much that type of division. So when you look at Cleveland, Cleveland has finished second one time since Mike Tomlin's career started, his tenure started in Pittsburgh. One time. That's damning information if you ask me. You can't sit there and place Cleveland at the upper echelons or the creme de la creme for this NFC North or AFC North. It has to be taken. So I don't put Cleveland at the top of this division. It's going to come down to what happens between Baltimore and Pittsburgh. So they are indeed a threat.
Look, we just saw this a year ago, and it doesn't happen a lot. The Houston Texans started 1-3 and won their division, the AFC South. I think I'm looking at stats here that since the playoffs expanded in 1990, there have been 208 teams start 1-3. Of those, 14% have made the playoffs, 8% have won their division. I just look at what Pittsburgh believes. When you go out and trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick, when you go out and trade for a tight end, they believe they can win this division. And they have reason. They've been the class of the NFL and of that division for decades. And so they believe they can do it. And Mike Tomlin, very experienced coach, had a lot of success. If I'm looking at Jacksonville with Gardner Minshew figure things out, a rookie quarterback from out of nowhere, this Mason Rudolph is a guy they've drafted and had in their organization. They believe in him. I think they have a real shot here. And I agree with LeVar. The competition isn't so outstanding. They're not facing the Chiefs in their division. They're not facing the Patriots. They're facing, people that they feel very confident they can get with.
And I think that's going to be the fool's gold because they see this relative experience. Oh, the competition not that far ahead. Let's go chase it. Really basing that on the culture. Respect to Mike Tomlin because Mike Tomlin has not had a losing season as a coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But when you start saying, how is that enforced, that culture, those Bs, those triple Bs are gone. All 3 of the Bs are gone. And now you're going out there and saying, okay, we're going to redefine what our culture is with different guys because our competition is not as great. But then I look at you forget competition, just what you're doing offensively, especially 30th and third down percentage, 29th in offense and run offense. So a night where you have 8 sacks is not the night to just run away with your hope. I just think that this is going to get put to a halt when they go against those other two
I'll
teams.
disagree in saying that they're not going to try to redefine the culture of the Pittsburgh Steelers team. They are going to try to redevelop and redefine what this team is going to be able to do personnel-wise. The culture of the Pittsburgh Steelers was established with Chuck Noll and Mean Joe Green and L.C. Greenwood and Dwight White. The essence of what this franchise represents is still there. So we've seen it happen. Now, it hasn't happened in his tenure, but we'll see if this holds true. But you've seen it happen when Chuck Noll had to make it through with the Neil O'Donnells and with the Bubby Bristers and the Mark Malones. You've seen this team have to find it in other ways, through the running game, through the defense. The culture is what carried them through and continued to have them as a competitor. So we'll have to wait and see, but I still don't give away the AFC North based upon them not having Ben Roethlisberger or not having the triple Bs.
All right, coming up, we'll give you our latest approval ratings for Sean McVay, and Uncle Jimmy has a big beef with something I didn't talk about today.
Is that it? Is that it?
Joe, Uncle Jimmy's here to help us talk about our approval rating for Sean McVay. But first,
You know that this ain't no Uncle Jimmy. That's what you know.
well, give out the big dummy of the day, and it better not be me.
Well, I tell you what, big dummy of the day.
It's coming.
Go to somebody to say that we only talking about Christian McCaffrey because he white.
He didn't say
We ain't talking about it because he white. We talking about it because he a McCaffrey. That mean he a bad boy. Dummy.
Let's talk some Sean McVay,
Now,
who got embarrassed Sunday with the Rams giving up 55 points in a loss to the Bucks. LA now faces off with division rival Seattle on Thursday Night Football right here on Fox. Marcellus, you think the Rams bounce back this week?
I don't. No doctor says the prescription is going up to Seattle and getting a win. That's not how you bounce back. Russell Wilson is acting up. Right now on pace to have his best passer rating in history. So I think that they come back. Ooh, Rams 3-2. I think it's going to happen.
I totally agree with you. I think this is the wrong opponent.
Right.
I think Russell Wilson's balling out of control, trying to put together an MVP season.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Uncle Jimmy. The Sean McVay bounce. Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle LaDon James.
oh, that's all right.
Whoever you are.
See, first of all, I'm going to tell you, your question is a question for Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah, it really is.
But right now, this is Uncle LaDon. I strongly suggest you learn your colors. And once again, you disrespecting my nephew, the king,
The kind.
King James.
How? And what
All praises be. Get it right. Hey, man, how dare you go an entire show and not mention the celebrations and the accolades of my nephew? He got the mayor of California to pass legislation
the mayor.
declaring war on the NCAA nation.
The governor.
Huh? I'm going to say it again. He got the mayor to declare legislation on the NCAA nation.
You talking about the fair?
The man, look here, let me explain it to you.
Yeah.
The man came into the shop, just came in, sat up there to chill, came in to get his drink on. He came to get a little trim. He knocked off a little bit on the side, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We get
Hey, man, my nephew got him to sign this little bill, man. Had him sign it in front of everybody. See, he about to get all these little young Thundercats in college the payday that they deserve. They call it the Fair Pay to Player Act. I've been a big advocate of this bill since '67, let me tell you.
The fair.
And he signed it right in the Fair Play to Player Act.
He signed it. He signed
He signed it in the shop, and he signed it in the shop just for you.
For me, look,
it.
He knew your little goofy ass was gonna try to find a way to say it was a fugazi. I told him. I said, hey, man, here's what you do. Sign that bitch on camera. Sign it in front of everybody. Now see, my nephew, he's nice. He got 3 words to describe you. Play a hater. And you know what we say? You know it's real bad when they put the ER at the end of that month. See?
Real.
You understand what I'm saying?
Look, man.
See, that's why you didn't talk about my nephew.
No, I'm gonna get to that tomorrow.
You know
I didn't
why?
have
Because you're a
time
born-again hater.
I didn't have time today to get to that, but trust me, I will be talking
All
about
you done talk about is him doing too much on the court, him doing too much as a father.
Yeah.
You criticizing him because of his knowledge of old classic remakes, Space Jam,
Yeah.
Soul Plane.
Yeah.
I'm
Buck in
gonna
the Big
get
House.
to that tomorrow. I'm gonna address
Hey, man,
the
you're a hater.
NCAA. I'm gonna get to it tomorrow.
Hater.
Today we're talking Sean McVay, and my approval
They
rating for
put the
Sean
ER at the
McVay
end of it on you.
has actually gone up.
Going up after a
Yeah.
loss?
Well, the last time we did him, I had him rated a little low. He hadn't made it to the Super Bowl, so I raised his all-time greatness. He hadn't got 3 or 4 coaches hired. Dropped his drive performance to 19. I got him a 69. Rob Gronkowski loves that role play.
You're stupid. I had to drop him, obviously, because of the loss, but the character, something going on with Todd Gurley. You're not telling me in authenticity. You ain't got to lie to us about what's going on with this offense and lying to people talking about you're not a good coach. Come on, coach.
All right.
Great.
Twitter has him at an all-star level.
That's
You ain't got to lie to kick it, Craig. You
All right,
know you
lock
ain't
it
a fan.
in. Rachel Bonetta.
Player.